What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Fantasy Football Safe Space. I'm 7 o'clock of the Las Vegas Fantasy Football Conference going down September 2nd at the front yard inside Ellis Island. How are you gentlemen doing?
What's up, fellas? Hey, Big E is like always blessed and highly favored. Just thankful to be on this podcast with this great group of guys, man. They always cool with me, and I appreciate it. From the dirty South, you know how it is.
There it is. There it is. Brother Fox, how are you?
Hey, I'm well, brother. I'm like the Chiefs, baby. All we do is win, you know?
Oh, my gosh. We got a special guest, one of the original boot camp members. He was in the trenches. We got Flojo in the building. Check his flow.
What's up, y'all? Hey, thanks for having me today, man. Safe space to talk about when your teams don't do well. And also, Big E will lead the way with talking that ish when he get dubbed. So it's gonna be a fun little mock today.
Salute.
So I know we got a couple minutes. I know Ben of the Shot Callers couldn't make it. Shout out to the Shot Callers. Shout out to the Melon app. Brother Fox, before we even get started, tell the good folks how they can take care of us.
As always, y'all can give us that HBO special. If you don't know what the HBO special is, it's the Help a Brother Out special. So help some brothers out. Hit that like button, subscribe. Goes a long way.
There we go. So Ben couldn't make it, unfortunately, but he will start the draft promptly at 5:35. So we got about 3 minutes to burn. It's the standard safe space mock draft. 9 rounds, 30-second picks. We're all professionals. We all know what we're doing. We're just getting the exercise. This is a little bit of OTAs. 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 receiver, flex, tight end, and I think 2 bench positions. We're not taking the kicker or defense today.
Yes,
No doubt. Yeah, I'm just interested. I went to the 10th selection, just trying to get a feel of it. It's just, drafts all over the place. You always got those guys like not like Mike Davis was a couple years ago. People like some of the wide receivers and some of the different things. So I just want to see where people fall. Just having fun with it, man. I want to see our flow draft. You know what I'm saying? To see, the different. I don't know. It's just very different from the 2 running back starts that you usually see. It's very different. So just trying to learn more.
I feel you. I've been drafting in the back of these mocks, so it's time for me to kind of see what the front is looking like. You just never know. Some leagues you can't trade positions or trade picks, so you should be comfortable or at least start mocking everywhere to kind of feel comfortable everywhere.
Right.
Hey, Big E, this draft, no talking about players that have not been drafted yet. Boy.
Okay, yeah. Hey, I try my best. You know what I'm saying? I can't make any promises. I know, look, as soon as I said blink off the board, right? So I do my best. After that drafted, then I'll talk about
it. Hey, exactly.
All right, Fox, I accept that.
Hey, Big E, you mentioned your boy Mike Davis, bro. A couple years ago, what was that? 2 years ago, my man was the ultimate flex pick. For mad people, yo, and that one was so garbage.
Yo, he was such a disappointment, bro. CPAP.
Yeah, exactly. CPAP was like, yo, don't forget about me, dog.
Right?
Like, man, what's so crazy? I had traded a few people like Mike Davis, and they went into the chat, and it was like, yo, you robbed Big E. Like, I didn't know what I was doing, and I thought it was going to be trash. So I'm like, hey, I mean, and found out I wanted to trade, but it's just like, hey, to each his own. I trade who I want to trade, but it's always about winners. Uh-oh.
We got action.
Let's get it. The job finished?
Let's see.
Oh, yeah. Come on, baby.
Oh, I see that a lot. I'm seeing that a lot. Justin Jefferson. I'm not hating on it. Hating on it. I just feel like every draft he's first.
Seven ain't feeling that CMC pick, man. He's always worried about something. My man's got his Theragun out. He's worried at home. He's putting the Theragun on his own hammies because he don't want to take C-Mac this year.
Oh no, Bijan was first.
Yeah,
we gotta talk about it. I think there's legit 3 people who could be the 1.1. You can make an argument for 3, in my opinion. And the highest reward is the guy who also has the highest risk. And that's just not how I play fantasy football. Not with my top 3 pick, not with my first round pick. So I have CMC number 3 out of the big 3. Justin Jefferson and Austin Eckler personally.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real though. Like, I know, Wyatt's in a lot of our stuff, man. He's OG follower. Shout out to Wyatt. But Bijan, I want, man, is he's getting a little cute. It's way too early for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. He's a nice player. They're gonna run the rock. All of that, looks nice on paper. But if you're taking Bijan before like 108, 109, man, to me, you're doing it all wrong. But we'll see how his squad looks at the end of this thing.
Right. I think that's where both Big E and I felt comfortable last week. We talked about him and where we felt the earliest we felt comfortable taking him. We're both in that 8-9 area. Brother Fox is going pure receiver. He said he's done with a robust running back. No matter where he's going, he's taking 2 receivers off rip. That's why you see Cooper Kupp go 3. Also, why I took Justin Jefferson, because I just wanted to see what he was going to do.
Look, man, I ain't mad at that. You know what I'm saying? Especially in this where you got 3, you have to start 3 receivers and you got an additional flex. But there's quite, just like it always is, man. There's quite a big teardrop after, the first 2 or 3 rounds. If you're looking for a solid, you know what I'm saying, RB that's going to get you love. But, this is, I think, the one time that we completely shifted as far as everyone's draft strategy, where receivers are going to be going hot and heavy, bro. They're going to be going early. And I think this is the actual year, as we can see right now, where we're going to see a gang of receivers go mad early.
Well, let me ask you something, Flo. Joe, do you believe that it's like a changing of the guard where now we're going to start to see receivers? It's a passing league. You as a former quarterback, you know more than anyone else. You can't touch the receiver. You can't touch the quarterback. These rules now implement and, kind of favor the receiver, especially in a full PPR. What are your thoughts? Are you still a believer in the running back? We got so many committees. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I don't know if I'm up. I don't know who's are you guys catching that feedback too? I'm not sure where's that coming from, but
I don't hear it.
I don't hear it either.
Maybe
you're like a clicking. I don't know. Maybe is it me?
I heard it earlier. Uh-oh.
Let's see. I'll go here. I like this. Oh, maybe it's just a clock or something. So sorry, Seven. Yeah. So I look, man. In my opinion, it feels safer, right? But where do you have the opportunity to get the most value at a position when you're drafting players, right? The odds that you're going to hit on an RB in the 7th, 8th, 9th round, bro, are so much slimmer than taking a Calvin Ridley, than taking these players that are falling in the draft where you can kind of slide dudes in. It's the most easily replaceable position, and that's why I think, you tend to lean RBs earlier, in my opinion. But the reality is, bro, when you got these top-notch players, these receivers like Justin Jefferson and Kupp, like Chase, like these dudes that are foolproof, that are essentially possibly could outscore a legit RB1, it completely makes sense because the injury risk isn't there. But if we're talking apples to apples, bro, and the guard completely shifting, you have way better odds finding, right, a receiver later on, waiver wire, late in your draft, that can kind of find his way into that wide receiver 2 value versus more than likely, bro, you're not going to get an RB2, RB1, that late in drafts when we're talking about comparing the 2 positions.
Right. I got you. I don't know. I mean, sometimes it's smarter, like you said. I mean, running backs, they are, it's slim. I mean, you can't get a wide receiver that, in the later rounds. But we start to see more running backs get hurt, too. It depends on where your waiver spot is. If you get a good waiver claim and you wait till a wide receiver or a running back gets hurt, then you can end up with, RB1 just because you waited on your waiver spot. So
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to double wide receiver this time, but I think that I don't know. I think it's just different from the years before. You can, like you said, Seven, you can't touch the wide receivers, you can't touch the quarterbacks. I mean, you got a defensive receiver, so
looks like media is drafting a team blue 10 over there, bro.
maybe you find one. They got a blue 10 in the corner.
That powder blue, goodness.
Right.
Man, you
right.
Team blue 10. Media, that's a got a. Let me see what I'm gonna get.
So I'm about to pull a nice reach, man. But this is a player that I'm super high on. Shout out Shot Callers. He's always been on this cat right here. But for whatever reason, man, year after an ACL, right? You like these players, these young players, and the nice offense where we already know what their role is going to be. I think Upper Hand came out and he was like, I don't think J.K. Dobbins has had more than 15 carries in a game. I think his entire career, right? So that tends to lead some hesitation, in my opinion. But if that changes, right, and if my man starts seeing 18 carries a game with the explosive that we've seen with that offense, right? They made some moves. I'm not too thrilled about OBJ or what the whole situation is over there, but it's like Lamar's in for a bounce back. Ravens are in for a bounce back. Gus Edwards is going to still be involved, bro. But when you watch this man run the rock after, I think it was the first week he came back, second week after he hurt his knee and he had surgery again. And like my man was dragging his leg, bro. And I was like, yo, Dobby ain't right. But you watch towards the end of the season, man, my man got right. And he's got a whole other offseason to get ready. I like J.K. Dobbins to flirt with RB1 numbers this year, man.
Me too. I agree.
My only hesitation on Dobbins is this. There's a new offensive coordinator now coming over to the Ravens,
Roman Bell,
who's already stated that they plan on being a far more pass-happy offense. And you've had Lamar at the first OTA talking about he wants to be a quarterback throwing for over 4,000, 5,000 yards. You don't bring in two new wide receivers and try to stretch the field to run that same, that same kind of style of offense that they ran previously. I think Dobbins is I think he's absolutely a talented player, but is he going to see even the same touches that he saw last year?
I mean, solid points, Brother Fox. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's the deal, bro. Like, we get into this, right? OTAs, off-season, coach speak. But let me ask you this, bro. If you're John Harbaugh, right, and you're about that action and you need to win games and you've been close and Lamar's been hurt and all this other stuff, right? Well, what I got from that is they want to limit the amount Lamar runs the ball, right, which makes complete sense. But the reality is, bro, they play in a tough division. Yeah, I know the Bengals are going to put up points, but that's smash mouth football, bro. And the last time I checked, you ain't winning games throwing the rock playing and playing in that division. So I know we're shifting. I know the league is what it is. We want to throw the ball. You can't touch your receiver. I get all that, right? But when it comes down to it and it's game time and you're trying to catch a dub, like, let's be real, bro. You need to run that rock. Play defense and run the football, man. Time tested. You know what I'm saying? Something that'll never get old, that smash mouth. Play good defense and run the ball and win an ugly game, man. And I really think that style of team, the Baltimore Ravens, like, exemplifies that. You know what I'm saying? But you have 100% valid point with what you just said, no doubt.
I like JK a lot. Big E and I were big on him last year. Unfortunately, he didn't perform as we thought. He's plagued with injuries. I like him. I don't like him at that spot. I've been mocking him in the fourth. But you're right. He may not have been there. And if that's your guy and you believe in him, fuck yeah, go get him. So I respect the pick.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying, right? So, like, people are fading Javonte, Kamara, Miles Sanders, Damian Pierce. Like, Miles Sanders, in my opinion, feels a little safer, maybe a little less explosive. That offense is going to be bad. Rookie quarterback. I got my boy Cam Akers. But, like, to me, there's a tier break between Dobbins, Akers, all these dudes that we have remaining on the board. And to your point, man, like you said, man, if you got a guy, go get your guy, man. I'm never opposed to that. Obviously, if it's outlandish and you're doing, Bijan 101, Wyatt Wendry.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? But
come on, man, safe space.
Oh yeah, my bad. Well, you know what I'm saying? It goes both ways, though, right? You got to be able to let out a little bit too, bro. Like, we all here for the people, so. But I feel you, Seven. It felt like a reach, right? But J.K. Dobbins as my RB2, and a lot of these mocks that I've been doing, which I haven't been doing much yet, but I acquired him in a couple dynasty leagues, and I just like him as my RB2, bro. I feel really good about it. Talk to me about Jonathan Taylor. Whoever wants to step up, like, tell me what you feel about this player this year going at the 107, 108, 106. Like, talk to me about JT.
Oh man. It's so funny that you say that because I was setting all this up, right? And I'm like, oh, Jonathan Taylor's hurt. I didn't realize my man was hurt. I hardly watch any football, so I didn't realize he was hurt, so I'm reading the notes. I'm a little skeptical, dude. I'm a little skeptical. I don't know what A. Rich is going to bring to the table. It's a complete question mark. Is he going to rob them of goal line touches? Is the offense even going to move? Are they going to have an air attack? Is the O line still one of the top 5 O lines? So there's just so many questions. I always love players from the AFC South. I always do, because you're going to get Houston twice. You're going to usually get Tennessee twice, the Jags or the Colts twice. So I always love drafting players from that division. But he's a talent. We know that. There's just a lot of question marks. So he might slide a little bit for me. Still first round talent, but maybe even still top 8 talent, top 9. But he's close to Bijan for me.
True. I believe the same thing. I think he got a lot of run in Wisconsin. So then, he came to the Colts and he could, I know he got hurt last year. It just scared me. It just scared me to try to draft anybody. That got hurt last year. So I think he's still, he has a talent. Plus, with the running quarterback, if they can do big things. But I don't know. I would take him probably at the 7. I think that's a good pick.
Yeah, where you took him at 7 is perfect. I think he's due for a bounce back year. They had some injuries along that offensive line, and strictly they just didn't perform. They didn't perform like they did the previous years. They let Matt Ryan and every quarterback that took behind center last year down. I do feel like, this is year 4 for him coming in. If he wants that big tier contract, he's gonna have to show up and show out. So I think he will.
No doubt about it.
Yeah. Okay. So I hear all you're saying. I hear what all you guys said, right? And I was looking at some picks, man, and Ridley came off, Akers came off, Drake London came off. I think maybe is that the earliest you guys see Kadarius Toney go, man? Because I know we just got that blurb today. But before we get to Kadarius Toney, man, so JT, in my opinion, right? Give me a dude who's rushed or total yards to scrimmage 1,800 plus, 15 plus touchdowns, right? I get it. AR starting, we don't know what that's going to look like. Can he sustain drives, right? Is he going to run? Is he going to steal some goal line on that RPO? All that stuff is completely valid, right? But you can also flip it with if this dude is what we think he is, right? He is an athletic specimen. This guy, something we've never seen at the position before. Okay, he breaks off a 40, he breaks off a 10. Defenses have to respect that, right? We already know, we've seen it. When you run that RPO, man, those gaps open up real quick, man. My man's sitting on the edge, DN. You know what I'm saying? What's going to happen is AR going to hit that outside, and I'm going to get chewed out and tape because my man just housed a 60-yarder. Okay, that completely opens up the running lanes. We know Indy has a good line. Okay, so I get all the hesitation, but sometimes, man, you gotta just remember what this cat put on tape in the season that he had. Okay, give me a dude that's done it, right? I love.
Where are you taking him, Flojo? What's the earliest you taking him?
I'll take like right around there, man. So if I miss out on J. Jeff, on Chase, like Cup skeptical, I still got McCaffrey and Eckler over him. I'll take Taylor over Bijan. I'll be real right now, bro. Like that's real talk, and I won't even hesitate because I want the guy that's done it and balled out and actually proved he can play in the league versus a guy that we all hope can do it. Even though he's going to be nice, I just hesitate a little bit with Bijan, man.
Game on him.
I don't know.
Would you take? I know you're a big Saquon fan. Would you take JT over Saquon?
Yes.
Would you take Bijan over Saquon?
No. So okay. So here's
where it's at right there. That's where Bijan is in the third of that second tier of running backs.
For me, bro, right? So real talk. Like when I was looking at this in my position, damn, I keep coming up. I was like, yo, if JT, if Saquon's on the board, if Saquon's on the board still here, Lamar went shit. Okay. If Saquon's still on the board where I was picking, where I got JT, and obviously JT wasn't there, I would take Saquon at 107, bro. That's kind of where I'm at right now. After the first big 3 receivers come off the board, and as much as I hate tight end, bro, oh shit, let's go. Oh my god. Okay, I'll take bro. How do I get off auto?
Dude, how do I get out of this situation? How many more picks left? Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
There's 3 people who I want. Let's see what these guys do. Can one of them slide to me?
But yeah, so I would have taken Saquon at 107. I know not a lot of people like that, but let's be real. So we got JT, we got Barkley, we got Chubb, we got D-Head, Jacobs. Like, to me, Saquon's a tier above all those guys, in my opinion. And I know you guys know I love Saquon, but like, I'm not mad taking Saquon at the 107 because I know the type of player I'm going to get, right? And on the back end, if it comes back and, a Devontae falls or someone else falls, I mean, Waddle in the second right there after me, is that what you guys have been seeing lately?
I believe that. I mean, that's what I've been seeing. My only problem, and I'm not trying to change the subject, is Eckler. I mean, not trying to knock Eckler. I just have a problem with drafting Eckler in the top 5. I mean, if I can get a wide receiver, and I'm not trying to knock who drafted him. I'm just talking about for me. Yeah. I have a problem with trying to draft, Eckler. That is, I don't know. For some reason, he has boom games, and then he has just bust games. Also, I got Olave, and some people are drafting Olave in the early second round. They say, because of Derek Carr. Yeah. If you look at it, because of Derek Carr, he's supposed to go right behind Garrett Wilson. So I got him in the 4th, but the only reason why I kind of drafted him is because the hype that's on him, and so I'm kind of torn with that. So what do y'all think about Olave? They said he had a great, pretty great season with a dirt riding quarterback. I mean, obviously Carr ain't that much better, but they said it's better than what he did have. So, what do you think about Olave?
Flojo, that's the earliest I've seen Waddle go, both in my personal mocks and on the show. To answer your question, I like Olave. I think he got a QB upgrade. I think Derek Carr is better than what he experienced last year. As a sophomore, I think he can only get better, and we might see a healthy Michael Thomas, probably 70% of what he used to be, but that's a decent, solid number 2 opposite of him, so he shouldn't get doubled. So I like him. We got one. My bad. We got one. Brother Fox, you want to take this one?
I have DeAndre Hopkins. Ooh. I wouldn't do it. I'd wait to see who DeAndre Hopkins gets traded to, because he could have.
I have DeAndre Hopkins in my Dynasty League, PPR, and I was offered Javonte Williams straight up. What do you think?
Hell yeah.
I think I would.
Really?
In a Dynasty?
He's younger. Eventually he's going to get healthy.
Yeah. And I took him in this draft, so it didn't hurt. You know what I'm saying? I got to, I took him in the 6th round. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that much faith in him this year.
Hey, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. But there's going to come a point, week 8, week 9. We know P. Ryan's a nice player, bro, but let's be real, man. They took Javonte, I think in the 2nd last year. If Sean Payton can fix Russell Wilson and that offense, bro, like, to me, I'm slamming that D-Hop for Javonte all day in a Dynasty, bro, because we remember, bro, like a Dynasty, I like to operate in a 2-year window, right? So you either figure out what you're doing for the next 2 years and you go all in. What's the point of holding a 30-year-old, 31-year-old receiver who's still nice? I get it, but we're talking Dynasty, bro, and it completely changes the values. Javonte week 8 could be the 2nd round pick Javonte was last year. I took Javonte in the 2nd, I believe, in a Superflex Dynasty last year. So let's not forget what this man's draft capital was. And whoever's on there, bro, get in that. If it's me, I'm getting in that in Sleeper, wherever you're operating, bro, and smash that accept button, homie, all day.
Yeah. It might not pay dividends this year, but long term, over the next 2, 3, 4 years, this trade, you're going to win this trade, in my opinion.
Easy.
Yeah, and you might suffer, like you said, the first 8, maybe even the first 10 weeks. But as far as a dynasty as a whole, we're talking consecutive seasons.
I'll take that.
Williams might be the guy.
I agree with you there. Like, long term, for sure, Williams is the answer. Short term, if he does go to Kansas City or Buffalo, it's going to look real sexy on paper.
Right.
It's just, again, it's a short term solution. He's going to sign a 1-year contract with whatever team he goes to. So, because Buffalo and Kansas City barely have over $3 million in cap. So, yeah, it's long term. Williams is definitely the solution.
We got some interesting picks to talk about. As per usual, we'll cover some of our favorite 2 picks and our least 2 favorite picks, and then wrap it up. We thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you guys hit the like button if you haven't already. Please hit the subscribe button. It goes a long way. This is Fantasy Football Safe Space. It's just a place for you to vent and laugh and cry. Usually we come on at the end of Monday Night Football when you guys need some prayers and when you guys know if you won or lost for the week. I really don't know what I'm going to do right here. For sure, man. Come back next Monday. We mock every other Monday.
No doubt.
That's two drafts in a row that you got Trevor Lawrence in what the fifth, sixth round. Hey,
that's what I was looking at. I knew he was talking about Lawrence when he said it's three guys I want. I saw Lawrence on there. That's what I was gonna get. I was gonna get Lawrence, but I got to end up getting Deshaun Watson. If he does all right, I'll be fine. But Watson is just a scary pick to me. He's just a scary pick. I mean, not that I think anything's gonna happen. I think he's always gonna ball out, but I just want to see. After you have a year off or 2 years off or whatever, players sometimes just don't look the same anymore.
Yeah. What do you guys think about Michael Pittman? I know, Randy, how you feel. You don't like him unless he's got Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball, and even then you might scratch your head.
Yep.
But for you other two gentlemen, what do you guys think, man? I was trying to entertain. I didn't realize my pick was up. I wanted to take Calvin Ridley, but I just took the first name available. What do you guys think about Michael Pittman?
I'll let you go, Flo. Go ahead.
So, we just mentioned, the hesitation on AR, right? His main issue is accuracy.
Yeah.
All right. Michael Pittman, so here's the thing. A lot of people coming in, homeboy came from the Eagles, and they're saying Michael Pittman's going to run the AJ Brown role, right? And damn, did Addison go? That's weak, bro. I was about to try to do a little Addison. I guess I'll go.
Adam Thielen.
That's your boy, dog. All right, I think that fills out our slot. So here's the deal, bro. He's not AJ Brown, right? Michael Pittman is a possession receiver. He's not necessarily he's a bigger body cat, but my man isn't going up winning one-on-ones, winning. That's not his game, right? So depending on how his role is in this new offense with this new coach, it's very interesting, right? He's a good player, but my man runs slants, runs digs, runs overs, runs crosses. So depending on how this offense changes, Michael Pittman should still return wide receiver 2 value, right? But I just don't know if I want a dude that relies on accuracy and some of that short passing game that we've seen in the past coming from a quarterback like Anthony Richardson, right? Because to me, that doesn't equate, bro. That's not an equation I want to try to figure out unless AR takes the rookie step that no one's really been able to do, right? You come in the league, you struggle in year 2. If you can find it, you can find it. But the reality is a rookie quarterback stepping into the league, man, you can't feel good, especially if that's your starting dude on your roster, right? It doesn't feel safe for me. I don't hate him, but there's plenty of dudes I would take before Michael Pittman.
Yeah, I feel you. There's this notion that rookie quarterbacks lean on tight ends, and I think it's been debunked several times. And they actually lean on the number 1 receiver, kind of like Andrew Luck and an older Reggie Wayne or a young rookie Cam Newton and Steve Smith. So I like Pittman, but I don't like where I took him personally. So I was just wondering.
Right. I think Pittman is okay, but and he has some big games, but he's one of those guys that you wait till he has a big game and then you try to trade him for as much as you possibly can. For me, I think with Alec Pierce, he's good too. So he's real mobile, nice when he runs a slant or anything like that. But Pittman is he's shown. I thought he was overhyped in the draft. Fox was always saying that he was trash. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was kind of personally pretty good, but last year he hurt a lot of fantasy owners. So I'm kind of steering away from him. But if I could get him late, like how you drafted him. Maybe I ought to get him maybe a round later. I might
right. Brother Fox, favorite 2 picks.
Let's see.
Look at my man's picks.
Let me give me a second. Let me marinate on that for a second.
Okay. Flojo, you got 2 favorite picks.
Favorite picks, huh? Let's see where I'm seeing value. Even
I like Brother Fox's Tony Pollard at 3.3.
Okay, so I like Pollard at 3.3. That feels about right where he's going though, so I wouldn't necessarily classify that as value.
Has he been going right there?
Pollard's been going to the 3rd everywhere I've seen him.
Okay,
because that's where I would take him. You know what I'm saying? So I feel that. Look, So I don't know if Big E got autoed with the Dalvin at 310. But look, man, in my opinion, like if Dalvin stays, bro, and you get Dalvin at the 310, to me, that's a smash, bro. Like we already know what Dalvin's gonna be. That speculation could really return value for a lot of people this year. So if you're drafting early and we still don't know what's going on with Dalvin, like I'm willing to roll the dice, bro, right around there, the end of the third, maybe the fourth. Just because if you hit on something like that, like you're sitting mad pretty, bro, because that's real nice value for a player that we've seen ball out for consecutive years.
True. Now, I drafted Dalvin right there, but I said I got hit with the auto draft at the end. Then the auto draft stayed on. I couldn't unlock it before my next pick. I said, my goodness. Yeah, I actually got Dalvin on that one, but that's a fair one. Fox, I don't know if you want to.
Let's see. Favorite pick. I love your George Kittle pick, Big E. In the 5th round, I like that, especially for the value that he returned from last year. If he can get similar production in the 5th round from that kind of like fantastic. Another favorite pick. Let me see here.
I like James Cook 8.5.
Yeah,
obviously we're all aware of Harris and we know his ability and what he can do, but for right now he's a starting running back in an explosive offense, and 8.5, I think that's good value.
Facts.
We got Joseph. Y'all have time for my team by grades? Sure, Joseph. We'll give your team a grade. Hook us up with that like, brother. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Where's Joseph?
Chase.
Jay, right there, number 6.
Hey, Jones.
So he goes Jamar Chase 1.6, Waddle 2.7, Aaron Jones 3.6, James Conner 4.7, Rashad White 5.6, TJ Hawkinson. Then he goes Christian Watson, George Pickens, and Tua as his QB. Probably give it like a B minus, personally. And that Waddle pick, it just don't sit right with me. I think that Flojo, what do you think about that? Because I know that you mentioned something about that early.
Waddle felt a little early, but I ain't mad at it. Like I think I'd take Waddle over Garrett Wilson. I would take Waddle over T. Ridley feels kind of early in the 4th, man. Is that kind of where he's falling now, by the way? Not too sure, but
each week it just edges closer, dude.
Yeah, he's going to keep rising for sure. But to be honest, man, look, we know what James Conner is, Aaron Jones. We don't know what Jordan Love is. We know the risk with Tua. Christian Watson as your 3rd. I mean, I like the upside with the 2 solid receivers. I know Joseph, man. My man is, he's always in the DMs. When I give my man a C+, bro, I ain't really feeling this squad if I'm being honest.
Oh man,
that's hey number, man. Yeah, he did good. I mean, he got some questionable running backs, and I mean, when you get your first 2 wide receivers, that's how it's going to go. That's how it's going to fall.
Right. Yeah, that's what your team looks like if you go and running back receiver.
So if I was hit squad, man, like Brother Fox got gifted, in my opinion, that Tony Pollard. Because look, Brother Fox got away with it, and he still got a Tony Pollard. So like, if you want to go receiver, you better be taking. Like I like Pollard over A Jones, like Ramondre A Jones, maybe lean Ramondre, but like you need that player that's gonna it's a little bit more for me, right? I need a little bit more than A Jones coming as my RB1, especially in this year with Jordan Love. We know what that offense is gonna look like. And Hawkinson actually feels like a pretty decent value right here.
Yeah. Great value.
But I feel like if you're gonna go receiver, man, I need a Dobbins, I need a Pollard, right? Ramondre, I guess, will suffice, but like you're really rolling a dice, man, when you're taking those 2 receivers early, and that's kind of why I tend to draft a little more balanced, man. I'm going RB receiver RB in my first 2 picks, just so I'm not in that position to where if I don't hit on that third round pick and it's a nice RB, like you're kind of struggling, you know what I'm saying? And it's an uphill battle all year because no one's trading RBs, so that's the problem too.
Right. I was happy with. I like Ramondre out of all the 3rd round running backs on this board, but at the same time, I would pick if it just depends on how it would play out. I still like Jones and I like Dobbins, but if Cook had fell that far, I had to get Cook. I think he has the most upside possibly that you could win from, with Cook. But I do like Ramondre. But I think that Kenneth Walker is the biggest guy. I'm not picking him in the second round. I don't want no parts of Kenneth Walker. I don't understand why everybody's still on Kenneth Walker. I'm not on him, and I'm not trying to hate on anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying I don't want Kenneth Walker.
You won't touch him in the second round?
I mean, I would. I don't know. It depends on
he was there instead of Najee for me, because I was surprised Najee was there. I was going to go receiver, but like Flojo said, at a certain point, you just can't you can't get that type of value that just builds up the O line. If Kenneth Walker is there at the 211, second to last pick in the second round, you taking him? Fox, Biggie?
I'd take him at your 3-2.
Yeah.
Kenneth Walker at 3-2. I wouldn't have took him at 211.
I think I would have took Stevenson. I might would have took Stevenson before that. You know what I'm saying?
If I was media, I would have taken Harris. I would take Najee Harris before that.
True, I would have to.
Yeah, Pollard, Ramondre, like I think those are dudes that I'm definitely taking over K-Dub. But like K-Dub's a nice player, Big E. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, everyone hates Nick Chubb, right? Oh, we don't catch passes. The most recent post I did was on Kenneth Walker, right? And we got the rookie coming in, Charbonnet.
That's the one.
He's a decent player, right? But last time I checked, bro, Kareem Hunt was always running with Nick Chubb, and my man's been RB6 and RB13 the last 2 seasons with Kareem Hunt. Like when you're a nice player and all you do is run hard, explosive, break tackles, do work, like what we saw Kenneth Walker do last year, the man needs to have some respect on his name. But
true.
At the 2.9 is a little early for me too,
though.
Yeah. Facts. I think we all. I mean, I got respect for him. Like I say, he's borderline blue tint for me. Like I say, you see on the.
That's the part more. Me.
Exactly.
7 gonna play it cautious, bro. 7 gonna play it cautious.
7 wants no tent, bro. 7 don't want no vapor rub. He don't want no Bengay. He don't want nothing, bro.
I'll deal with the tent mid-season, but I don't want to start the season off in the tent, bro.
Yes.
It's kind of like what we said last week on Safe Space when we were talking about you don't invest a second-round pick in a running back unless he's actually going to get some tick. I understand Kenneth Walker is immensely talented. He showed out last year. Hell, he should have potentially won Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
But with that same token, running back is the most replaceable position in the National Football League. And when you draft somebody in the second round, you're saying, "Hey, do the Seahawks know something about Kenneth Walker that we don't?" Hell, they shipped off Russell Wilson a year before he went to he shit the bed. So hey,
like geniuses, right?
That was the biggest surprise for me in the second round when they drafted him. The running back. It was like, wow. I mean, I just thought Kenneth Walker was just that guy. I mean, obviously they had Penny, and all that. So they've definitely had running back woes. But I mean, my goodness, I just thought that Kenneth Walker was like the fantasy guy that won a lot of people some got people into the playoffs anyway. And I just thought they were just gonna ride that horse. But hey, Pete Carroll has different ideas.
I feel it. Well, man, that concludes another episode of Fantasy Football Safe Space. Flojo, thank you for taking the time to rock with us. We got
I said, dude.
Thanks for having me, man.
I know I'm not feeling all this Hearts division, Hearts conference on here now that I think about it. I think I was the only spade in here. But
hey, but hold on, before we leave, look how blue tint Media's team is. I'm sorry to pick on you.
That shit is actually pretty bad.
Hurts and Kadarius Toney to even Dallas Goedert.
Evo, everyone.
Madison.
Sutton. He just went out for the blue tint.
Even Addison was hurt in college.
Are we beefing with Brother Jeff? Are we beefing
right now? No. I want no smoke, Media. No smoke.
Hey, but that's a good call because my man is blue, like literally 8 out of 8 picks.
My goodness.
Oh, man, y'all crazy, man.
I love it. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you guys next Monday. Peace.
Go Chiefs.
Salute.